Okay, y'all, right behind me is the Basilica of Saints Peter and Paul, which is the seat of the Archdiocese of Philadelphia. And I'm here today to attend the Well Conference for Young Adults. There are so many young people here today. I think that the organizers told me they have around a little over 500 signed up, which is fantastic. And I can't wait to be in a room with 500 young adults excited to talk about love and share the love of Christ and just be passionate about their faith. Today, we're starting out with more speaker-based events, and then towards the end of the evening, we're going to get to have Vigil Mass with 3 of the bishops. They're going to celebrate together, which is really exciting. That 3 bishops will be celebrating our Mass all together. And then there's also going to be, I think, an hour of adoration, music, which I'm personally really excited for. So I cannot wait to take you guys along with me and show you what a wonderful event this is. And also, hopefully, see you at next year's conference as well. There are so many talented people here sharing their wonderful gifts for God's glory in the vendor hall. I just went to this beautiful shop. She not only makes these candles, but she also painted them. It's John 6:35, and she has like the Eucharist painted on it. So gorgeous.
Hey y'all, I'm here with Gio. Gio is actually going to be singing during Adoration and Mass tonight. So I just want to have a little chat with you. Talking about how did you get into singing, but then also how did you get into using that gift to glorify God?
I actually started playing the guitar in the 2nd grade.
Yeah.
And I went to a Catholic school.
Okay.
So it was one of those like after school kind of class things. But then a sister, she's a Dominican sister of Fatima based out of Puerto Rico. She was teaching guitar classes. My mom, she kind of just threw me into the class. And then from there, it kind of led into, hey, we're going to be starting up a Spanish choir at our church. Would you want to play? I was like, okay, kind of gave me a purpose of, attending Mass, especially as a young teenager. I really found myself connecting with God, building my relationship with God through music. When I was in college, I felt myself kind of straying away. So I wasn't feeling that strong connection. So when I got back to playing music at Mass, to playing for, different holy hours, adoration, stuff like that, praise and worship nights, I really felt that God was calling me to continue to do this in a more dedicated, personal fashion. And so I told him, I'm like, all right, God, if this is what you want me to do, I'm going to do it, but I'm just going to give it to you. So that's anytime I play music, anytime I sing, it has to be for the church. I don't play outside. I don't do gigs at bars or anything like that. It's always some type of adoration or praise and worship. Something that will allow God to use me as a vessel to bring souls closer to Him.
At this point was sort of when the conference really kicked off. We opened with a blessing, and then we kind of got into a discussion of what it means to have an encounter with Christ at the well. We talked about the story of the Samaritan woman at the well, and we even watched the clip from Chosen to really get our hearts and our minds in the right space to not only encounter Christ, but then go out and be His joyful witness. Then we moved into the keynote speaker sessions, and we started off with a hit with Damon Owens. He's an internationally recognized speaker on family, marriage, and theology of the body. But we just finished the first keynote speaker, which was Damon Owens. He's an international speaker for theology of the body, as well as family, marriage. And truly, if you felt called to the vocation of marriage, this is the perfect speaker for you. He did such a great job breaking down how our relationships are so central to our mission and our purpose in life. He was just a fantastic speaker overall. I always take notes, so I have my little notebook with me, but some of the things I wrote down is that we have an identity through our relationships, and that builds our mission. We have a unique purpose different from anyone else's purpose on earth.
and that's called a munus. I'd never heard this word before, but the kind of explanation he gave for this was, imagine Pope Leo walks into the room and he comes up to you and he goes, you, specifically you, I want you to go talk to the Pharaoh. I want you to tell him that I sent you. And here's this little pin as a sign that I sent you. It's a specific mission that only you are given. That's your munus. There are two munuses that everyone has. You have a personal, unique munus that no one on earth has besides you, but you also have a universal munus, and that is to be a beloved son or daughter of God and to belong to him fully, to relinquish yourself to him and his care.
We had a slight break in the programming, so I took the opportunity to go speak outside with some other young Catholics and ask a little bit about their testimony and why they are a follower of Christ.
Okay, hi, I'm with Abby. Hi. And the thing that I kind of want to know most from people is, how did God speak to your heart? Like, what really did God do in your life that made you fall in love with him? And how has he kind of like walked with you through life?
Yeah. No, I think that I have just been really extremely blessed and so lucky with my upbringing. My parents are the holiest people that I know. My dad works in the church. He's a music minister. He started the Abbey Fest Music Festival that happens at the Dalesford Abbey every year. And now he's a parish life director at St. Francis de Sales in Delaware County. And my mom actually homeschooled me and my brothers for years and just really instilled a great sense of faith in us. And now she's a Catholic school teacher. So I was just so lucky to have those influences in my life, like growing up, obviously going to Mass every Sunday, but my dad playing the music, singing in his choir, everything like that has just, I don't know, just been so blessed. And then I also have my 3 amazing brothers who are also so faithful and fervent and push me to be better and closer to God. So I always say, like, if I had to like physically see God, I always see him in the people around me.
What particularly about the Catholic faith are you most in love with?
Well, it's absolutely the sacraments, especially the Eucharist, adoration, Eucharistic adoration is like the most incredible thing in, I don't know, the entire world.
Yeah.
Just to sit there in the presence of God, like being able to gaze at like the actual body of Christ. It's like something that you just can't replace, like an experience you can't replicate anywhere else. So absolutely 100% the sacraments, 100%.
Here with
Lawrence Manny.
All right. So what I want to know is, how does God speak to you, and why do you feel called to follow Christ?
Well, I would say definitely the Catholic faith. It's something that's been instilled in me since I was a kid. Found them, mom, dad, all Catholic, went to church a couple of times, and I've seen how just being a Catholic, going to the church, learning the word, and teaching off the Catholic Church has built me not just as a person in the church, but outside, like my moral habits and a lot more. So I feel like I've gained so much spiritually, physically, and a different aspect of my life. So that's definitely a key thing.
Okay. In the Catholic faith, what do you think is the thing that speaks most to your heart? Is it the liturgy, the tradition, the sacraments? What calls most deeply to you?
I would definitely say just the teachings in general, because I try to instill those teachings in my day-to-day life, especially like respect for people, being generous, and just do the good things, make sure I go by the books. 10 Commandments, something I firmly believe in, and it just helps my day-to-day life activities and make me be a good person in general.
Awesome. Okay, and this is one last fun question.
Right.
If you had to pick between the two, would you go with the Rosary or Divine Mercy Chaplet?
Oh, that's a good question, honestly, because I would definitely say the Rosary. Rosary for sure.
Clock it.
Real. I love that clock it.
Based. All right. I'm here with
Chizaboto.
All right. And what I would like to know is, why are you a follower of Christ? How has God spoken to you? Why do you choose to be a part of the faith?
Yeah, so I was raised Catholic my whole life, but there was a couple of things that happened to me and kind of brought me back into the faith. Had a mentor who's Presbyterian, and he kind of challenged my faith. He asked me, like, yo, why do y'all do this as Catholics? So I was like, why do we do this as Catholics? I was raised Catholic. So I started learning more about the Catholic faith, and kind of like, got slowly deeper into the Catholic faith and the fullness of truth. And eventually just became a diehard Catholic.
And my next question is,
the Catholic Church has such beautiful, rich history, liturgical traditions, and theology. I mean, it's just a wealth of information and resources for people that are seeking it. What about the Catholic Church? Is it the beauty? Is it the liturgy? Is it the sacraments? What's your favorite part about being Catholic?
My favorite part about being Catholic is the fullness of truth. It's just not only the beauty, the richness, the fullness of truth, but just everything about Catholicism I really love. It's just so deep, so beautiful. So yeah.
And then my last question is more of a fun one. If you had to choose between blessed salt or holy water, which would you pick?
Holy water.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much. After that, I headed back into the main hall to prepare for the second keynote speaker of the day, which was Jamie Baxter. Jamie founded Exodus 90, which has helped tens of thousands of young men globally grow in their faith and grow as individuals.
We just finished up with the second keynote, and that was by Jamie Baxter, which if you are a man who's participated in Exodus 90, you absolutely know exactly who he is and just how motivational he is. He really did a fantastic job of summarizing the message and the story and also inspiration behind this conference, which is the story of the Samaritan woman at the well. He broke down that gospel reading so beautifully, and he kind of pointed out two key lessons of the woman at the well. The first is that it is in giving that we receive. Particularly, he said this quote, he said, "In quenching the thirst of others, we are satisfied." Society tells us that for us to advance, it has to come at the expense of another person. And Christ gives us a different way. He tells us that if you give me a drink, you will never thirst again. And that promise is so true. It is through fulfilling the needs of others that we are fulfilled ourselves. His second lesson that he pointed out was that witnessing is simple. Christ takes the darkness and all of the past, all of the bad things that happened in that Samaritan woman's life, and he takes it upon himself and he works it infallibly through everything in her life to prepare her for that exact moment at the well, to encounter her exactly as she is in that exact moment. And what makes us as witnesses appealing, what makes us and our testimonies effective is that we have been found. Okay, guys, I am down in the lobby eating dinner. The rest of this evening is back to back to back to back. So this is really like my last break this evening. So after I eat dinner, I'm going back upstairs to the conference ballroom again. And there is going to be the third keynote speaker, and that's Heather Khym. I'm so excited for this keynote speaker. If you listen to the Abiding Together podcast, then you know her. She's fantastic. She's also the co-founder of Life Restoration Ministries. She does great work. And she's a wonderful speaker. She's, I think, spoken at conferences like Seek before, so the chance to get to see her here in Philly, I'm so excited to participate in and share that with you guys. After the keynote with Heather Khym, there's an hour of adoration, which is going to be guided, and there's going to be music, prayer. I love guided adoration. I think there's something really beautiful about it. If you've ever been to Catholic Underground in Manhattan, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It draws you in. So I'm really excited for that. But during adoration, there's also going to be confession. And then afterwards is the anticipated Vigil Mass with 3 of the bishops of the Archdiocese. So I'm really excited for that. That will be in the Cathedral Basilica of St. Peter and Paul. A gorgeous, gorgeous cathedral. And then after that, we go home.
It can be so simple. Mother Teresa was really big on just smiling. She's like, a lot can change if we just smile at people. If you just see them, what would Jesus do? You know, it doesn't have to always be like a massive experience. It can be simple things, and that becomes a massive experience because people are so starved for real connection and love. Just be who you are, where you are, but let Jesus out.
Okay, y'all. We just finished up the last keynote speaker, which was Heather Khym, host of the Abiding Together podcast. And man, what was that just beautiful. I mean, so emotionally, like exactly what I needed to hear today. I started crying at the end. She's praying with us, and I just kind of lost it. But she talked to us mostly about how God dwells in us. And at one point, she had all of us repeat over and over again, You are never alone. It was a beautiful message and just a wonderfully delivered talk. So what a gift. Now we're heading over to Adoration. And during Adoration, there'll also be confessions. They have confession in a bunch of languages. They have, of course, English and Spanish, but they also have, I think they said Portuguese, Polish, and Mandarin. So I'm excited. I've just completed my examination of conscience, so I'm going to go to confession. And then afterwards, we have Saturday anticipated Mass. So yeah, I can't wait to bring you guys along for that as well.
Stretching out on my path, and moments are quicker than last. Time goes, I'm tired, and finding it harder to see the kindness you told us to be. I'm trying to hope, but I trust and know you'll make a way. You'll make a way. You'll make a way. You'll make a way. Come, kingdom of God, true and kind. The boldness of our sacrifice. Your heart show love, standing by each other's side, and turning away from pride. We know we're letting go. You'll make a way. You'll make a way. You'll make a way. Oh, you'll make a way.
Okay, y'all, that is a wrap on The Well. I feel so blessed to have been able to attend. All 3 keynote speakers were fantastic. What a fantastic event. I'm sure next year will be even bigger, even better. And I cannot wait to see all of the spiritual fruitfulness that these young people are going to bring out into the world with them. How many hearts can be touched, how many lives can be encountered just by people witnessing through love and through presence and through generosity. I just know that so many hearts were touched today within these keynote speaker sessions, within the conversations that we had with people. I can't wait to see how those people touch everyone else around them's hearts. So God bless. Thank you so much for coming along with me. As always, you're in my prayers. Please pray for me, and I will see you at The Well next year on November 7th of 2026.